you hand me the mic, I can start narrating. All right, Local News 8 viewers, I have returned to continue narrating what is happening. Seth Ratliff on West Broadway in Idaho Falls. As you can see right now, the blaze is still raging here at the building at the Reed's Dairy, but in about 4 minutes, or let me double check my time, in about 2 minutes, it will have been raging for about an hour. We're still waiting for word from Jessica Clements on exactly what has caused this, but that investigation will have to wait until they have the fire under control. Still right now, the firefighters look to be doing attacking the blaze from the side and from above. Really, this entire building, we can just see it is being consumed on the inside. We can see charred wood up on the rafters, up in the upper part of it. If you look near the front of the building, there's just smoke billowing out of that frontal part. But the main area where we are seeing smoke come out of, and what we're assuming where the fire is just that bigger part of the building further back. It's just consumed by smoke. We can see the front of the building here, but the back of it is just completely engulfed in the smoke and the flames. And that is mainly where the firefighters, as we can see them pumping that water in, seem to be attacking to try to get this blaze under control. We're still waiting on more word, but we will tell you exactly how long this blaze has been going on in a sec. 1 minute away from the blaze being an hour long. And we can see more flames coming in from the side right now. The firefighters are pointing their jets of water towards the side of the building where more flames seem to have erupted or at least burst out of the building. Again, there's really not much that we know of right now besides the fact that the building is just engulfed. It is now 3:44. From what we have heard from the call coming in, this means that the blaze has been going on for exactly an hour as of right now. And still, it looks like the firefighters are just trying to get this blaze under control. We see fire. Sometimes it looks like it's being pushed back, but then we see it once again reaching those rafters and just poking its ugly head out. Now, we have spoken to some of the people who have been gathered here along the side. We have multiple cars. The street is entirely blocked off by police and by fire trucks as they're trying to go and to make sure that people are safe in this area. It's very difficult for people to leave right now just because the police have blocked everything off. But we have spoken to some of the people on the side. Nobody says that they were there when the blaze started, but multiple people have said that this is just a tragedy because Reed's Dairy was so beloved by the community. Looks like right now that we have nothing else is happening as of right now. Sorry, I don't want to speculate. I want to make sure that I'm saying exactly what's happening. But from what people have been saying, they are worried about Reed's Dairy because of this, and they want to give their support from the people that we have talked to. What was that?
Air tanks.
Air tanks. All right. If you see that gurney being pushed, that is not a person, just so we are all aware. That is air tanks being pushed in from what we can tell. Now, I can't tell completely, but from the smoke, which breezes in and out, we are looking at the roof of the building right now. It looks like part of it has collapsed in on itself. Again, I cannot confirm it completely, but that does seem to be the case from what we are seeing right now. It's interesting because you can see exactly how the building once was in your mind, as well as if you look at the front of the building, that white paneling on the side, you can tell that that's exactly what was on the upper part of the building as well. And now it just looks like the charred husk of its former self. There's still flames dotting the actual roof of it as well. It looks like the firefighters on the ladder are trying to put those out. Once again, there's no information as of right now as of what caused this fire or of anything else surrounding it. We are just looking at the blaze as of right now and waiting for more information, but we can tell you that once we have it from the Idaho Falls Police and Fire Department, we will release that to you. From what we can tell right now, it looks like most of the bystanders are trying to leave the area. We have a massive amount of people here at the Maverick in Idaho Falls who are mainly just parked here just because of this police block-off. It looks like many of them are trying to get out at this time, but several of them, none of them were able to say that they had witnessed the actual blaze, but several of them have reacted to what is happening and told us that they are just so worried about the actual building and about Reed's Dairy, since this is such a beloved part of the city. If you'll excuse me for a moment, I'm going to step off and speak with Jessica Clements from the Idaho Falls Police Department. I will be right back to tell you what is happening. I'm just going to step on to give you some more information right now as we look at the firefighters battling the blaze. According to Jessica Clements from the Idaho Falls Police Department and covering the fire department right now, she was able to talk to us about some fire science. If you look at the actual blaze right now, those darker areas of smoke are where the fire is actually still happening. Those lighter areas of smoke, the more white areas of smoke, that is actually more likely steam, according to the Idaho Falls Fire Department, which means that the fire has been mostly put out in those areas. Really, the worrisome areas should be those areas of high smoke. And where the smoke is much darker. That's the area where the flame is happening. For example, right here at the front of the building, you can see this crest up top, that dark cloud of smoke coming from that. That is where they are attacking right now to try to put out this fire. Jessica Clements has also said that they're using multiple points of attack to try to put out this blaze. She was able to confirm that they do not believe that there have been any injuries at this time, but their investigation into the fire will continue once they have the blaze more under control. Really, the problem right now, what they're trying to solve is just getting this blaze under control and putting this fire out. Then they're going to investigate how this fire actually started. But as we can see right now, they are pumping more water into those troublesome areas where the darker amount of smoke is coming from. But we are seeing more light smoke than we were seeing earlier today. Now, what they have asked from the fire department and what the fire department has asked from the community at this time is just to avoid the area, try to stay out of the firefighters' way as they try to handle this situation. And that way, they're able to go and to put this fire out. As of right now, they are saying that they are pulling for Reed's Dairy. They know the community is pulling for Reed's Dairy as well, and they just want to get this fire under control. As of new information, that's all we have at this time. Really, we are waiting for more from the Idaho Falls Police and Fire Departments as they control the scene and as they battle to get control of the blaze. But as of right now, we will leave it at that and continue to report as we gain more information and as we see more. And once again, we have more people leaving the area as bystanders try to leave this troublesome scene. And once again, to quote Jessica Clements from the Idaho Falls Police Department, they are pulling for Reed's Dairy at this time. The community is pulling for Reed's Dairy at this time. Once again, we hope to bring you more information tonight on exactly how this fire started. But to repeat what I have said earlier, there are no injuries that they are suspected of right now. There's no suspected injuries. They're really just trying to get the blaze under control and keep it from spreading. From the side of the blaze, we're actually seeing, if you look at the side of the building right there, just above this yellow fire truck, we are seeing more of that darker smoke. But if you look above, we are seeing more of the lighter smoke that Jessica Clements mentioned to us earlier, which means that in that area, it looks as if the fire is more under control or blaze put out, just from the smoke science that she was telling us. But once again, from this distance, we really can't tell completely what has been happening. We can just see them pumping this water into the blaze, trying to get this blaze under control. We are seeing some movement among the firefighters right now. We see these two big fire tankers going and pushing water in from the actual side through those windows. But I'm seeing another pair of firefighters on the side here, and they look to be going in with a hose. They're not entering the building as of right now. It looks like they're just setting up, but this might be another point of attack trying to get this blaze under control that we are seeing happening. Once again, to the right, we are seeing more firefighters move in with that gurney. Once again, that is not a person. That is just air tankers that they are using, which would probably be used. I'm not even going to speculate for that, but we do have them moving equipment in. We're seeing more of a clear view of the front of the building right now. As you can see, once again, this is just a charred husk of what this building once was. At the upper top, I just saw some more flames up near the rafters. I guess that would be the gutter of that top part of the building, but those do look to be more under control as of right now, so that might have just been a small spark of what this fire once was in that area. The smoke is actually cleared up towards the front of the building. It's mostly billowing out of the back, which that could be the wind, but it looks like the firefighters are just pumping more water into that area from our point of view for right now. Earlier during this blaze, we saw more smoke coming out of the right side of the building. That seems to have died down. The firefighters are directing the water up towards the top of the building as of right now, just trying to get that blaze under control, trying to make sure that it's fully put out in that area. If you're joining us live right now, we also have lives on Facebook as well with our resident morning weatherman, Jeff Roper. He's narrating as well, covering that side of things. As for right now, really the movement among the firefighters just seems to be going and having those multiple points of attack, pumping water in from above and from the side. Now, I will say I am a little familiar with this building from one story that we did about a year ago, talking about delivering milk in the middle of the night, old school style. I do know that part of the front of this building is a loading area where they go and they have storage. And it looks like if you look at the top window right now, the firefighters to our right side, they're pumping water into that area right now. Just like any building, there are divisions within where they have walls and where they have doors kind of leading into different parts of the building. And the reason I say that is because that loading area, which we see right now, they seem to be attacking. So there must be a blaze inside. But it looks like they're having to switch back and forth between attacking one part and attacking another part just to get this fire under control. I'm not going to speculate beyond just knowing the layout. I'm just saying that to go and to give a little bit of commentary on exactly what the inside of this building looks like, to visualize exactly where this fire is. Paying attention to the smoke. We just had a short conversation with Jessica Clements from the Idaho Falls Police and Fire Department. She says there's no new information as of right now, but just to repeat and reiterate some of the things that she said earlier, if you look at the smoke, the darker parts of the smoke is where the fire actually is. The main part of the smoke that we're seeing right now is this lighter smoke, which they say is a sign that the fire is getting put out. That's more steam. Once again, once there's new information, we will share more with you. I'm just going to give more commentary on what we're seeing. Really, the firefighters seem to be moving about, trying to go and get this blaze under control. If you actually look at the building, you can see where the majority of the fire is touching it, just because the main part of the building that's in front of us is still looks not untouched, but that the blaze there hasn't reached the outside of it yet. You can see that with the paint. It is still white. It still looks like it's this very, very front part looks untouched. The middle part of that loading area looks like it had sparks of the blaze, but that they're trying to get those under control. The main part that we're seeing in that back part where the roof is collapsed, that's where we're really seeing the effects of the fire, because we can tell you that it did look more like this front half before, and it's just a charred remain. But once again, we see more smoke milling out of this left side of the fire over that yellow fire truck. That looks darker. Over the top of the actual building, though, it looks more of that white smoke, as in that fire has been mostly put out in that area from what we've been told of smoke science by Jessica Clements from the police department. It's now been over an hour and 20 minutes since this blaze started, since fire crews were first called to the area. And we're still just waiting for word that the blaze is under control. As we can see by the smoke, they're really trying to go in to put this fire out, but it has been a long while trying to go in to make sure that this blaze is just combated and put out completely. You can really see the water being poured over the top of this building to make sure it doesn't spread. And that entire roof of the front half of the roof and the main part that we're seeing right now, it just looks soaked, versus the back half where it's just completely, the roof's caved in, it's destroyed. What I can tell you is watching this actual blaze and watching the firefighters at work, you almost forget how cold it is out here just because you're just so consumed in watching exactly what they're doing and just hoping that they're able to put this blaze out soon. If you actually look at the ground near this yellow fire truck we have in front of the immediate building, you can see more of the water that's been poured off of it, and it just looks like a small pond or a river with just how much water they're pumping into this area, trying to get this blaze under control. The entire building hasn't been consumed, but that back half, we're seeing the husk of it from just the remains, and it does not look pretty. It's just a charred scar. Versus compared to the front half, which does look like the fire is more under control in that area. From what we've done with stories before with Reed's Dairy, we believe that this is a storage area for some of their other products like milk, cheese, other dairy products. The ice cream part of the building, or the other building off to the side, is untouched, but at the same time, we can only imagine what this means to Reed's Dairy to have this fire happening here, and we will try to follow up with them later on to go on to get reaction. Once again, we're still just waiting on more information from the fire department on really what caused this blaze to spark and how much it's going to take to get it under control. Now, this fire has been going on for about, if we're doing the math correctly, it's definitely over an hour and 20 minutes, looking to be an hour and 30 minutes in about 2 minutes or so. We've been out here for almost an hour right now just watching the blaze happen and seeing these firefighters in action. And once again, the blaze does look like the smoke is clearing. It does look like the smoke is much lighter than it was before, but still we are just waiting for signs from the firefighters that this blaze is completely under control. Now, according to Jessica Clements from the Idaho Falls Fire and Police Departments, she said that once the smoke gets more clear and they're able to actually have firefighters inside, then we'll have more of a chance of understanding how this blaze started and if there have been any injuries involved. They do not believe that there have been any injuries, but we really can't know until the fire is cleared. Now, to the back of us, we have seen bystanders come and go, just watching the actual blaze happen, just watching the firefighters in action. Most of them have milled about, and then some have been on their way, but getting out of this actual parking lot right now can be difficult. Beyond that, the firefighters look to be trying to gauge exactly how bad this blaze is. We're seeing more dark smoke billow out of this side entrance right here to that actual, I believe that's where they had the docks and the unloading and loading area. On top, the smoke is more clear. It's more like of a white smoke and of a steam, but we're really seeing that dark smoke billow out over that yellow fire truck. It's now 4:15. This fire has been going on for about an hour and a half now. And really, the firefighters are trying to go in to get this blaze under control. Still waiting on word from Jessica Clements from the Idaho Falls Police and Fire Department on how this blaze started. But that is going to be taking a while from just how long this blaze has been, they've been combating this blaze. As the smoke clears near the top, we're seeing more of those skeletal remains of what once was the top of the building there. If you take a really close look at that, just the side completely caved in. The front of it, you can see some of those studs, but beyond that, just the siding, the paneling is just completely gone almost. And that's mostly from the fire, but also the fire trucks as they've been trying to just pump water into those areas to get that blaze under control. Once again, it's been over an hour and a half since this fire started, and we are seeing signs that the fire is turning more to steam in some areas, but in other areas, we're just still seeing that darker smoke. We're seeing here Kevin Call from Far's Ice Cream, another dairy in the area. We're seeing him talk with some of the firefighters. Not sure what they're talking about, but he has seemed to be we have seen him here for the last little bit. Don't know if he's been in talks with Reed's Dairy or giving his condolences, but we're not going to speculate on that. We just know that he is in the area. So far, we have yet to see actual Reed's Dairy. But apparently our weatherman Jeff Roper has seen the family at the scene as well. We will be showing you that later on tonight. Once again, we're seeing that darker smoke coming out of that dock loading area. That's just another sign that the fire is still blazing in that area. I'm seeing several firefighters gather towards this left side entrance of the building. They just walked off behind the actual fire truck, but they were blasting that entrance with more water. We are seeing another fire truck do that as well. And so we can assume that they're trying to go and combat the blaze in that area, which once again, that is that loading dock where we were seeing more of that darker smoke come from earlier.
this ever in the view of commercial jingles?
Just that Kirk's.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they do. You have to probably call for sales.
swim? That's in the glass in the hat, right? I'll go ask. We'll just live view it into them. But we're gonna have to cross a little bit of water. Hey, bud. It's Daniel, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I met your dad earlier. He was cool guy.
Cool. We just live actually like right over there, actually.
Yeah? He was saying that you were the first guy on the block. Oh.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. I parked over there and now I can't leave. But yeah, I heard that you're gonna talk to, I guess, one of those guys.
I'm gonna talk to Alan Reed. Likely.
Oh yeah. Okay. Couple there and they're like, yeah, Alan will say something, but I don't know they'll get back to you. I don't mind if I join on it, do you?
We're gonna be interviewing live on camera. If you'd like, I can introduce you. Yeah, deal.
So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll introduce you. If you haven't met them yet, have you? Cool.
The guy in the car.
Oh, really?
So you don't like the owner of bars?
No, actually, yeah, no. I saw the owner of cars too. He had to be pointed out to me. I'm not very aware of who he is. I'm gonna wait for my camera guy real quick, and then yeah, join us. Might as well actually.
It's just funny because like I don't know if you use Pulse Point at all.
I do. Yeah.
I just saw it said Reserve and I'm like, I looked up.
So, do you actually write up about your stuff too? Or,
Yeah.
I want to know because these paperwork is so freaking awesome.
No, it's insane because it's just like we write everything, and I look back and I'm like, God, that's a lot.
I feel that. Like, for us, it's all video editing, and then we do the newspaper stuff on the side, but like we don't have an actual paper, and I'm always impressed by it. Okay, we're gonna have to jump. But, we're gonna come on over here. And we're actually going to be joined by the Post Register as well. This is Daniel from the Post Register. Yes,
very good.
All right. So we're just going to film this as if it's live, but we can edit it as well. Mainly, if we're rolling, I'm going to check this. Okay. We wanted to ask first and foremost, what's your reaction to seeing this happen? What is this building for, and what's your reaction to seeing it, I guess, just engulfed?
Well, it's kind of a landmark for us and the community, I think, and is tough. I mean, this is a lot of people are here with their livelihood, and you know, my great grandfather was here and started the building, and my uncle and Uncle Larry built a lot of this, and it's a difficult thing to see.
So clearly this building has historic significance to the Reed's Dairy. Is this the original building that your uncle and
Yeah, it
your family
is. I
built?
mean, the part up here that's caved in now, I mean, that was the original milk barn. The cows came in there, they were milked. I mean, that's where it all started, and so we kept building onto it and expanding and building, and yeah, it's a difficult day.
What are your emotions like at this time, seeing that you described the effort that went into building this, your family's work that went into building this? What are your emotions as somebody who's run the company, as somebody who has really built and has seen other people build their livelihoods around your family and their company, and their dairy?
Well, I don't know. I've cried. I've thrown up. I went through them all right at the moment. So we'll gather everybody together and we'll come up with a plan, and I mean, we're going to move forward one way or the other.
All the cows are good, and they're
You know, the good thing about this is we moved the cows, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So we're not milking cows here. If we were still milking cows here, we'd have a lot bigger problem, because we'd have to get those cows moved to another farm, and so that's a good thing that the cows aren't here right now. But I mean, we put new equipment in the plant. We've done a lot of work in there just in this last year, and this is just really devastating.
what was that building used for?
It had all our processing. So we bottled milk, made ice cream, made cheese. Everything we do was there.
So this is where really the heart of Reed's Dairy is the dairy industry. It's the cows, but this is where that became the things that we all enjoy.
This is where all the products were made. We made everything here. We shipped over to Boise from here, Twin Falls. Everything was made right here.
I'm trying to think of more questions to ask with this, just reacting to what you're saying as well, just because we're seeing the loss, and just want to express our condolences.
I appreciate that. I've got a whole lot of texts on my phone of people concerned and wishing us well, and you know, the community has always been great to us, and they still are, and so we appreciate that.
Is there anything else that you would like to say at this time regarding the loss, regarding the community, regarding just
I
how you're
guess-
going to rebuild?
Well, we're going to have to figure that out, and we're going to have to find some places where we can temporarily start to run, maybe get some other dairies to help us make product for us until we get our own stuff put together. You know, I know our customers are so good, and they're going to be. I understand, I believe, and have faith they'll be patient with us and let us get our feet back underneath of us, and we're going to make it work one way or the other.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Condolences.
I do have one quick question.
Yeah.
Knowing that a lot of community members, you know, either started here since like elementary school, junior high, high school, working here, I guess if they wanted to help, where can they do that? Do you have anything probably maybe set up, or how would community members just try to?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that question. I don't have a good answer for you right now. We'll probably keep things posted on our webpage and Facebook page to kind of update people on what's going on and what's happening and whatever they can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
that's
thank
all I
you.
guess I have.
Thank you, Mr. Riggs.
Okay, thanks. Didn't mean to be a baby.
You're fine,
You're
sir.
good.
No, this is your family's work. This is the building. Like, again, I don't know if you remember last year we did a story together on the old-fashioned delivery system
Yeah.
that you guys had. No,
Yeah.
we got to take a look inside. Okay, let me break down the stuff for you. 1 second. So, first and foremost, Alan couldn't stay for the excuse me, live interview.
Okay.
Hiccups. If we're able to, I think Dave was trying to live view that into you guys, so were you able to get that?
Yeah, he recorded it.
Perfect.
Curtis recorded it.
Curtis recorded it?
Yeah.
All right. With that then, I think the best shot is just the shot. What was that?
Is Curtis there? Well, we just need to take a bite off of that.
I would say one of the emotional ones, where he was talking about the history of what happened there.
The history, yeah, he has emotional touch.
Exactly.
It was Curtis already recorded it. Okay, what else?
Okay, here is my breakdown right now. I'm thinking of going with the bullet point of when the fire started, how long this blaze has been going on. This is what it looked like earlier today. We heard from Alan Reed of Reed's Dairy. This is the fourth bullet point, that this was the original building where they milked the cows. This was the original milk barn.
245, right?
Yep. Here, let me write these out.
This could be your practice. So it started at 245.
Yep.
How many fire departments were there? Did we know yet?
Just the Idaho Falls one.
Um,